Hey guys, welcome back. It is I, Sir Drink Salon. You've tuned in to a Lap It Up, my drink review series. Today's drink of choice is another Ranch Fuel Energy. I think I said ranch water last time. I may have, but it's Ranch Fuel. This is a blueberry pomegranate. This is the one I was warned about when I bought the assortment. It said, if you drink the blue one, wait a while before you drink any of the others. And it wasn't like, once you drink an energy drink, wait a little while to drink another energy drink. They specifically said, when you drink the blue one, wait a little bit before you drink anything else. So I'm guessing that this is going to have a really strong aftertaste, is what I got out of that interaction. So, today's topic is brought to you by Facebook. And a set of videos by a Facebook page that goes by the name Subway Takes. And if I'm not mistaken, the way I kind of figured it, the guys in England, this is on the subway there, mostly because he said, ever since I've been here, and they're talking about like English breakfast, three takes that I watched. One was about what, like, he asks what your hot take is, and you tell him, and then you justify it or whatever. Obviously, everything is subjective. There are social norms, cultural etiquettes, that go along with everything. Also, I'm gonna. I can't. That scratch bite Izzy this morning. He was on me and my alarm went off. And I got up and the first one I did was correcting people's bad grammar, and her take was stop it. And I'm kind of like, I'm of two thoughts of this, because I learned a different language. If you're coming from a different culture, a different language, and you're learning the language, I think that you need to be educated. And that sounds so posh, but language is the way we communicate. And so many times whenever I've been having to take a customer's order for something, or take down their information about where they are to go and help them because they need us to come out and take care of their problem, I need to be able to understand what you're saying. Now, that's not exactly the same as grammar to a certain extent. Like, for example, school, the CH, some people read that and it's, kind of a dysfunctional part of the brain. Or like, why is, like, how, like, we pronounce, like, pronunciation of colonel versus, if you say colonel or something. And I realize it comes from French. I don't know the etymology of it, but a lot of words have an etymology for the reasons, and depending on where the country that you're in, you'll say a word different, or even spell it different. And English is a bit of, it's a bastard language anyway, but there are still, like, we have a street in town called Reggae. It is spelled Raguet. I've had people ask me, and I did not know what they were talking about. And that's the thing with grammar. A lot of times correcting grammar is because you know what they said, but you correct them. That's kind of what she was getting at. Like, I understood that. And the guy asked her, like, why say ax instead of ask? And I actually know somebody who did language studies. There's actually a reason for that. There's a reason for a lot of things, not just laziness, not wanting to pronounce things properly. There's actually reasons for stuff. And understandable reasons. Whether you agree with them or not is totally beside the point. And I say correcting grammar. I think if you know what somebody's saying, then it's not a problem. If you don't understand what they're saying, that's when it's like, okay, look, I had a customer come in and said, hey, my kid's locked in a car. I don't know why they didn't call us. And they're at the school. And I was like, what school? Requette. Sorry, they said Requette. And I'm like, Requette? It didn't click in my head. And I was like, I don't, it's like, yeah. And one, it was a lowercase g, not a q, which is why I could understand, I figured it out. I was like, wait a minute, you mean you're gay? Gotcha, okay. But also in Texas, we have a town spelled Humble. Humble. No, it's Humble. And I believe that like the H is silent because I think it's an Hispanic things. Mexican, from like a family was from Mexico. I don't know. It's like I'm not 100% sure. I think it had to do with the oil. There's a story, but language is very important, and you have to learn how to properly communicate with people. But I think there's a certain point where, like it's trying to understand somebody like Scottish. Like if you go and like you listen, I understand. I have a pretty good way, like understanding of languages and stuff, and you can kind of guess whenever there's just a long, really thick brogue, But a lot of times, if you're trying, like some people just have no idea what the fuck it's saying. And you catch like one was like Irish, when you get like the deep, been there a while, or Gaelic and stuff like that, where it's just like really, really, it's just a very thick, and it's very simple, but like stuff just seems to flow together in your brain when they're saying it. You're like, I caught a word in there, and yeah. So I mean, I think. Wait a minute. Let's see. I can't see it. I could have sworn the Walmart gas station is like 40 cents higher than everybody else, which is weird. Or did I just read it wrong? I might have read it wrong. I don't know. Anyway. And the second take was from another person about how punctuation is important. It's like, what if you don't use periods? How do you know when they end the sentence? When they're talking to you. Or like in email and text. And honestly, okay, the world has become a lot more written, like language written base. I mean, yes, we're bastardizing and not using punctuations and stuff, and using emojis for sentences, but there is a process. And I was like, but like for me, for example, when I text message, sometimes I send a paragraph, but usually most of my messages to you are individually in posts. So it's literally individual sentences a piece with a lol or a ha or a smiley face or eggplant emoji. Just kidding. 10 calories, 0 milligrams of sodium. The smell's been actually really nice, just kind of having it in the air. The thing is, it's a smell that smells cold. Like, it smells frosty, if that makes any sense. Like, when I smell it, I'm going, oh, goodness. But no. Tastes like blueberry and pomegranate. It tastes, It does have a lingering, I think it's a pomegranate. Or is it the blueberry? I got the blueberry meat flavor, but you get that pomegranate, the palm of the granite. Yeah. 200 milligrams of sodium, of caffeine per can. Supposedly natural. Same thing, 6 ingredients, but one of those ingredients is natural flavors. Yeah. It definitely has a lingering flavor. It's not bad, but I can see how it could affect other things you drink. So, man, ranch fuel, not bad. You definitely punctuate the drink. If you understand what I'm saying. I don't know if I can. Anyway, but yeah, and I think the third take was like English breakfast is just white slop on a plate with like sausages sticking out of it, you know. And honestly, from what I've seen, it's basically a plate of what we call biscuits in the States, mashed potatoes, beans, covered in gravy. And sometimes that gravy is fucking pudding. It's like your body is not going to need a lot of help digesting it, you know, like breaking it down, because it's already a buffet of stuff covered in something that's flavorful. More than, okay, and I'm a big proponent of foods have flavor. Items have flavor. Like meats, vegetables, they have flavor. Spices are an accentuation, and I realize that sounds so white, and I apologize. I made tuna casserole the other night, and maybe it's just affecting me. But there are spices, and you use spices to make things better. You don't like empty half a jar of spice on it so you can taste something. That means you got taste bud problems. I'm not saying everybody does. I'm just saying it's like there's flavor, and then there's just too much damn spice. And maybe that's my hot take, coming from my complexion. But anyway, ranch fuel. A 3 and a 5. It's okay. You know what? I give it 3 and a 6. Give it 3 and a 6. It's not bad. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. As always, I'm Sir Drink a lot with those hot takes. I'm wishing you health, wealth, and love with enough time and gusto to enjoy it all down to the last question. Yeah. Anyway, bye.